Alright guys, so today is a big day. We're about to start the truck up right now. I just got done putting in the Banks intake elbow. As you can see, here's the old one still here. I'm about to move my wife's car because I don't want to start the truck up in the garage because that exhaust pipe is facing right towards the door. And even though I can close the door or whatever, gas and fumes still gets under the door and into the house. So I'm going to put this outside real quick before I start it because there's no telling how much smoke is going to roll out of this thing and fumes, and we just don't want that, especially with our neighbors right here. Also, they always have their door open, but I don't want to smoke them out. So I'm about to move my wife's car into the grass and then push the truck out of the driveway, and then we're going to bleed the lines. It's going to be a couple minutes to bleed the lines, but I want to show you guys the whole entire process because you deserve it for riding this entire length of the process with me. So I appreciate you guys tuning into this video. If you do enjoy, please leave me a like because that helps me out a ton, especially with this new YouTube algorithm. Likes mean everything, and YouTubers chances to grow and things like that. So if you guys give me a like down below, I really appreciate it, and we'll see you. You ready? Alright, just keep it straight. Put it in.
Keep pushing. All right, come on. Keep pushing. Push.
All right, stop it. Stop it. All right. All right, start to bleed these lines.
It looks good.
I'm gonna have to grab my other wrench. Actually, I can use this one.
So what I was thinking from the video, you know the car is yeah. It's gonna be uncut footage.
All right, so what I'm doing right now is I just unscrewed the overflow valve a little bit. I'm gonna bump the ignition to get the overflow valve to get fuel primed in that area. Then I'm gonna tighten the overflow valve back up with my 3/4 wrench, and then I'm gonna try to go ahead and start the truck after that, and then get all the air out of the lines. But it's gonna take a couple minutes, but just bear with me. Hopefully it starts. I'm really nervous but excited. I'm gonna try to start it now. Just tightened up the overflow valve. Alright, so I'm gonna stop the video real quick and tighten up that second injector line. There's already fuel coming out of that, and then I'll check back in with you. Alright, so I just tightened up that third injector line. The reason why I paused the video was because I needed to loosen up my intake manifold. I knew that was gonna take me a second, so I didn't want to keep you guys waiting, but I'm about to jump right into it. I was getting a lot of fuel out of that third one, surprisingly that quick, so we'll see. We'll see how quick it cranks. If it cranks. So I'm getting fuel out of the third injector line, or the second injector line, and the fourth one. I'm not getting anything out of the first one yet, but I'm gonna keep trying, and we should get there pretty soon. So that sounded good. It sounded like we're going in the right direction. I just tightened up the first injector line. We got a lot of fuel spitting out of that one, so that's all tight now. And let's see if she cranks. Wish me luck. Alright, so I just checked my 6 injector line and it is spitting up fuel, so I'm about to find my wrench. I don't know where I set my wrench at. I'm gonna tighten it back up. Alright, so it's actually my 5th injector line. Once I closed up the 1st, 2nd, and 4th one, the 5th one was kind of loose, but once they were all closed, all that pressure was hitting that 5th one, so it was definitely spewing out. I didn't even notice it until just a second ago. So now I'm going to restart it, and it should have a little bit better of an idle this time, being that it's closed off. Alright, I just shut it off a second ago because I seen I was leaking out of my overflow valve. I knew I was leaking, I just didn't know where from because I was so focused on the injectors and checking my 6th one. I was thinking it might be in the 6th one, but it ended up being my overflow valve. And so I just tightened that thing up. It was real tight as it is, but I guess that pressure is just building up so big. So we'll see now. Fire straight up. Alright, I'm gonna step away from the truck so you can kind of hear me, but that overflow valve is not leaking anymore. So you can see under my truck I leaked a shitload of fuel, but it'll be alright. I'll get some dry sweep out there and I'll just clean that up. But the truck looks like it's running good, guys. I'm gonna let this idle. Hold on. I'll get away from my truck so you can hear me still. I'm gonna let this idle for about 10 minutes with the new injectors and the new pump in there. I'm not gonna give it any gas for at least 10 minutes, and then I'll rev it a little bit and show you guys what it sounds like now. But I'm gonna let this idle for like 10 minutes and then check back in with you. Alright guys, so it's been idling for about 10 minutes now. No check engine light on, knock on wood. I definitely don't want one to come on. It seems to be idling fine. It's not really bouncing any more than it normally does, or rocking side to side any more than it normally does. My fuel pressure right at 18 to 19. Trans temp, of course, hasn't warmed up yet. EGTs are reading 400, which is fine, which is normal. So I'm about to go press on the pedal a little bit. Well, first I'm gonna set y'all up in the corner so y'all can hear what it sounds like, and then I'm gonna give it a little bit of throttle and see what kind of difference with the injectors and the hot rod VP44 makes. So I'm going to set y'all up and then give it a little bit of gas. Alright, so it sounds really good, and I don't know if y'all guys can see, I haven't watched this video yet, but I could see a little bit of black smoke coming out of the tailpipe. Once I see the video, I'll probably be able to tell how much was exactly coming out of it. But it has had a little bit of rough idle to it, but that's expected. It's just now starting up from being stopped for down for 3 weeks, not even to include all the upgrades that I've done to it in the meantime. So it has had a little bit of a rough idle, but I feel like that's going to smooth out here. I'm going to let it idle for a little bit longer and see what it does, and then I will let you guys know. But as of right now, it sounds good. It looks good. I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna let this idle a little bit more, and then I'm going to end out this video. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was delayed by a day or two, but the reason I did that is because I wanted to be able to tell you guys how it drove the very first day. So I drove it all today to work 40 minutes and back 40 minutes, and then to town to get a couple things. The truck drives fine. The throttle response is way different. I can definitely tell a big change in horsepower from the way it ran a month ago and the way it runs now with the injectors and the industrial injection hot rod VP44. It's completely changed the truck. It's like a brand new truck almost. As soon as I press that pedal, it could be at like 5%, literally 5% pedal, and it's catching immediately. It's no delay in fuel pressure, nothing. I'm keeping constant fuel pressure. All my readings have been good. Check engine light hasn't came back on. It's just really important for me to give you guys that feedback that I know you probably wanted, and not just make a video of the startup and then end it at there, because you guys don't know what it did the next day, because things could always change, things could always go wrong. But knock on wood, nothing has gone wrong yet. The truck ran great today. Nothing heated up too much. And I also want to thank everyone who helped me with dropping comments down below, all the likes, all the views, everything over the last month that y'all have gave me. It has been amazing. The support throughout the entire way of getting this truck pretty much rebuilt, in a sense, I guess you can say that, because it was kind of broke down, and then I got it back together, and you guys stayed the entire time. And I know you've been looking forward to this video. I'm happy I could bring it to you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And there's a lot of big things to come. There is a box. I actually just put it in my garage a minute ago, but I did have it right over there in that corner right there. Had it in that corner a minute ago, but I actually just brought it to the garage because I didn't want my dogs to knock it over and break it. But there's a lot of big things coming. This isn't going to be the end of the build or anything. Before the channel, or before the truck went down, the channel was doing great. And I continue to have ideas. I have a ton of ideas for this channel, guys. So stay tuned. There's going to be bigger things to come. We got to get that tranny built. and we got to do a few more engine upgrades, and everything's looking good. Everything is running good. Like I said, I appreciate you guys tuning into this video. I'm sorry it was so long, but I really wanted to show you guys from beginning to end how the truck pretty much reacted to all the upgrades, and I'm glad I was able to show you that. So like I said, I apologize for it being extremely long, but it was important to me to show you guys and have you pretty much there as it was happening, and for you to see everything. And I appreciate all the support, like I said, and I will see you in the next one.